One player, Damon, who's going to be tackling that 2026 PGA Tour schedule is Maverick McNealy, focusing our attention this week. Season finale. Mav picking up the Tour Championship this week. She's currently the 10th position in the FedEx Cup standings. No wins this season for McNealy. However, very solid campaign. 7 top 10 finishes on the PGA Tour. Damon, with his solid play, Mav finds himself in a good position to be a potential captain's pick for Keegan Bradley's United States Ryder Cup team. Mav, just like the FedEx Cup, is also 10th in the current Ryder Cup standings. We're pleased to be joined by Maverick McNealy, who is on site this week at East Lake, site of the Tour Championship. And Mav, it's great to be with you. We were just talking about the schedule, in particular the signature events from 8 to 9 in 2026. You've seen both sides of it, playing just full field events, playing this year in the signature events. Do you think that this is the best direction for the PGA Tour, having more signature events, not fewer of them?
Well, I tell you, as a player, I'm incredibly excited and incredibly grateful that there are sponsors willing to put forth that investment in our tour, and I think it's better for the membership that we get to play for more big tournaments like that. And I also think that you can see the parity that we have on tour is a huge strength, in that there's a lot of guys here at East Lake this year, myself included, that weren't in the top 50 last year. So, schedule is always a very challenging thing, but I think the tour is doing a great job of striking a balance, and I'm really excited to hear about all the ratings and viewership going up and the momentum that the tour has, and the fact that people want to invest more into these signature events, I think, is a positive sign.
Maverick, since we're talking schedules and formats, since the inception of the FedEx Cup in 2007, we've seen different formats: 4 events, 3 events, staggered scoring, no staggered scoring. Now it's, low score wins this week. Have we arrived to a place where this is how it's going to stay, or can you see some more tweaking as the years go on?
Well, the tour's been very forthcoming with the fact that we want to listen to the fans and listen to the media and really create the best product we can collaboratively. But that said, we're the strongest, most competitive and best tour in the world, and the most watched tour in the world. And we play 72-hole stroke play events starting at 0. So figured it'd be a great tournament to play, to have to crown our season-long champion as a FedEx Cup champion. And it's also the hardest tournament to qualify for. This was a heck of a 51-week qualifier for this thing.
Speaking of which, Mav, you turned 30 years old in November. You finally reached your first Tour Championship. What sort of perspective does that give you in your career?
I definitely appreciate this a lot more than if I had maybe, caught lightning in a bottle and gotten here my first or second year. It's been a tournament that I circled on my calendar since rookie orientation as the mark of a great season, and definitely a more complete player now than I was previously trying to make it here. But really excited. This is exactly where you want to be.
Well, Maverick, digging through some stats, and I'm terrible at math, but your biggest jump was strokes gained approach from 118th last year to 44th this year. How did you get there? What was your process to improve that part of your game specifically?
I've just relied really hard on my team. My brother Scout on the bag, Hunter Stewart with stats and strategy, swing coach Scott Hamilton, and really all I've learned from him, and even things I've learned from Butch the last couple years that are still in there. But everyone's willing to put in the work, and I've worked extremely hard this year, but the hardest thing in golf is knowing what to work on. So I owe a lot of credit to them for pushing me the right direction and giving me good advice to make those practice balls count.
Mav, it just so happens that you've played your best golf in the best tournaments on the PGA Tour schedule. Top 10s in 4 signature events. Great result last week at the BMW Championship with the top 3. What do you attribute that to? Why was this year the year that you finally made the leap in those tournaments?
It all comes down to ball striking. My brother Scout told me that this was an earning year, but it was also going to be a learning year, in that I'm playing all 4 majors and signature events, and it's a different style of golf. You have to hit it better. You're hitting more long irons into greens. The target areas are smaller. You have to control your shape and trajectory a little more than maybe the typical tour event. So I had to learn about this style of golf, but I think my ball striking has lent it to me succeeding more at this level, because you can't fake it, and I couldn't just rely on my putter to get me through at these kind of tournaments.
Well, Maverick, tomorrow, new PGA Tour CEO Brian Rolap addresses the media. He comes to the NFL, where scarcity is a big part of the popularity. Are there things that the PGA Tour can learn from the NFL where every week is important and impactful and the fans actually miss football during the offseason?
You know, I think Brian will answer that better than I can, but I will say the more we can incentivize the best players to play a lot, the better. You know, the tour is a better place when Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler and those kind of guys are teeing it up, and you can feel the energy. And that said, though, you can tell that when there's a premium on an event that it becomes great, and the Players' Championship is something we're all extremely proud of, and tournaments like that are a huge win for the tour. So it's a tough one to ask, but I'm sure Brian will be able to strike that balance.
As co-chairman of the Player Advisory Council, what do you think has been the biggest difference in sort of the difference making that you've done for the PGA Tour during your tenure?
The biggest difference, the biggest difference I've made?
Yes.
I don't know. The PAC is a very collaborative process. The tour brings us ideas, thoughts, problems we need to solve, and everyone just bounces ideas off and chats, and then the board, which makes the decisions, listens to the feedback that the PAC has and uses that to inform their decisions. So if more than anything, the focus groups and subcommittees that the PAC has made everything a lot more efficient, and we've been able to take deep dives into individual topics. But it's been a really efficient, fun process to be a part of, and I'm excited to be on the board next year too.
Well, Maverick, you've been juggling a lot and doing it well inside the ropes, outside the ropes. You've played 4 rounds with Keegan Bradley, the captain of the Ryder Cup team, over the past couple of weeks. You beat him all 4 rounds, by the way. How much did you view those rounds potentially as an audition to make your first Ryder Cup team?
The Ryder Cup's been in the back of the mind the entire year, and there's no escaping that when the captain's the guy you're paired with. But I was really excited to play 4 really solid rounds, actually 7 this year. I've been fortunate to play with Keegan. He's playing great in his own right, but I definitely wanted to put my best foot forward. Can't really make the team from those rounds, but you can definitely help your chances and try and comport yourself like a guy that would put some points up there. So. You know, aside from winning, I think the tournament I played last week is about as good as I could have done to help my chances.
Along those same lines, Mav, what do you think you'd bring to Team USA if Keegan were to pick you as one of his 6 wildcard selections?
All I really want to bring is points. I think that's at the end of the day, that's what I want to put up on the board. I think my best asset in match play is my putter, because I know that the strength of my game always comes at the end of the hole, so I'm never out of it. And you know that there's going to be a huge putt at some point in your match, and it's nice to know that the best part of my game is going to be there for me.
It's been there for you a lot this year. 7 top 10s this season, Maverick. We appreciate the time. Best luck this week chasing that FedEx Cup.